Hi everyone, I am Rosie, the beauty editor at Look Fantastic, and today I'm joined by the lovely Sam and Nic from Real Techniques, and we're going to be talking about some of the new products that you guys have launched, aren't we, which is really exciting. So I wanted to basically ask you, why did you choose brushes? Why was it brushes and tools that you decided to go into first when you wanted to release products that were inspired by you and your experience as makeup artists?
Shall I take this one?
Well, sorry, it's a big question.
We were doing YouTube, and we're like the grandmothers of YouTube. We've been on there a very, very long time. And we were actually approached by a makeup company who said, would you like to create brushes with us? So early doors, this is going back 8 years now. Is it 8, nearly 9? 8 years. Yeah. And there wasn't anything else. The brushes that were available were really scratchy, especially if they were synthetic. They weren't affordable, so we listened to our audience and we created these beautiful synthetic, so cruelty-free, really brushes that mimicked real hair but could be used with creams, powders and liquids to kind of say it can be done, and makeup artists love them, and so do everyone else.
And make them accessible to everybody.
Exactly.
And that affordable price point made that anyone could have kind of expert brushes really, but still use them for themselves rather than just having, you know, makeup artist brushes or really expensive brushes that they couldn't really afford. So made them much more accessible for everyone, which is really nice. What did the brushes start with? Which were your first brushes that you started the collection with?
So we had the core collection, which had in, now I'll probably get this wrong because it's a long time ago, and I'm not sure that we have all those brushes now. So it had in the buffing brush, it had in a small foundation brush, the detailer brush, which you could use for concealer, but I almost always use for lipstick.
Oh, it was a really small one, wasn't it?
Tiny
I remember,
one.
yeah.
Oh gosh, now I'm stuck. A flat foundation brush. Was there only 4 in that set? Then we had the travel set, which had like the multitask blush brush, which I loved, and that had the deluxe crease brush in it.
Yes, I was going to say deluxe crease brush.
Didn't have the setting brush in. The setting brush came along after.
And we had a stippling brush as well.
Yeah, that was open stock.
Yeah.
And we had a powder brush, and we also had then an eye set, and we hardly have any of those eye brushes. So we have the base shadow brush still in line, and we have the shading brush still in line, but the rest we don't have anymore.
And was it to basically build like an essential collection for somebody so they could really get started, so they could maybe have never used makeup brushes before, but then they have somewhere to go?
Like an entry-level brushes that were really good quality.
Yeah, and I know that so many people, like teenagers up to like, you know, mums and grandmas, really use these brushes. They're for everybody. It's not just for people who like know how to use makeup or are really experienced with makeup. They are for everybody.
One of the key things we wanted to do, make sure it was accessible. Sam and I are makeup artists, so we came at it from a makeup artist view, but also we listened to our audience, which were new people to makeup. They had never used it before, and they were talking to us about, oh, I really like that brush that you use, but I can't afford it. So we knew what people wanted. That bit was easy, and as time has developed, more brushes have been introduced because people want more and they want difference, and they are more, not everyone, but a lot of people are more into makeup and they know how to use it a lot better.
I think going back 10 years to when we first started on YouTube, that was a massive new audience that didn't know tons about makeup. Now the audience is so savvy now, they know everything.
Definitely.
You know? But back then, people are still using applicators to put their makeup on. So it was a great opportunity for us to get people involved in using brushes and showing them how their makeup will last longer if they do.
Yeah, so I think, as you say, people are becoming more makeup savvy and following, you know, Instagram for trends and things, and I think makeup sponges was one thing that I saw and kind of found through Instagram, and everyone uses one now. I think everyone has a makeup sponge in their collection. I think the Miracle Complexion sponge is so many people's favourites. I think it's one of your like best-selling products, really. And why did you decide to create it, and like what do you love using it for?
We just wanted to create a sponge that was really affordable, you know, and we know that people, you'll use it for what, 6 weeks, 2 months, some people keep them for longer, but we always say 6 weeks to 2 months, and then you're going to bin it and get another one. So we just wanted them to be as affordable as possible, really. So that's what we did with that.
That's why that 4 set sells so well for us as well, because people, as they know that they are going to go through them and they wear down over time, but equally because they're so affordable, the 4-pack makes it easy, really.
And it's such a multitask, like all our brushes, really. It's such a multitask tool. You can use it for so many different products and for blending and application. It's just such a brilliant all-rounder.
Wet or dry.
Yeah.
What are your favourite ways to use it, the original Miracle Complexion sponge?
I like to use it damp.
Okay.
But I actually dampen it with a setting mist that you would use at the end of your makeup. I use that, so it's already got the priming qualities in it as I put my foundation on.
And the setting qualities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely sort of keep your makeup in place as well. No, that's so good. And I always use it as well if I kind of go a bit over the top with my makeup, if I do like my bronzer a bit too much, whatever, it's such an easy way to blend everything out.
It's like a rubber or an eraser, as they say in America. We don't want to get it wrong.
But exactly, so it just blends everything out, so it all looks seamless again. So it's such a good tool. And so now you've brought out the powder version as well. So what made you decide to create a specific powder sponge to accompany it?
Well, the honest answer is that the Miracle Complexion sponge has been so popular for us that you're always trying to recreate that kind of buzz. And I mean, I'm all about the Miracle Complexion sponge because I love a liquid, because I have dry skin, but we have to cater for everyone, and tons of people have an oilier skin and love a powder, and that's where this one is absolutely amazing.
I think, a lot of people were saying, oh, I really want to be able to set my makeup with the sponge. And we were like, well, how can we do a sponge that can be used damp and be used in powder? Yeah. And to us, it was like, this can't be done. It took actually 2 years to create this. And Jessica, one of the ladies that was doing all the product development alongside us, she was travelling trying to find how she could do this. And then she said, oh, I've got an idea. You put this flock over the top of it and then it picks up the powder. It can be damp. So the actual sponge is dampened, damp, not soaking wet. And then it picks up the product, but it's only the slight little hairs on top that pick up the product. And then as you're pushing it, it releases the water. So it's almost baking the makeup at the same time. Okay. So it is a genius way to do it that keeps the makeup looking really radiant, but almost like glues it into place, but without glue looking heavy.
So you don't have that kind of heavy powder finish. It still looks really
beautiful, glowy finish that's going to last you all day.
And just to point out, they're not actually hairs or fur, or it's completely cruelty free and completely synthetic.
It's flock is what we call it, so I like to
say, it's like velvet. It's lovely.
What the flock? How did you create that? What the flock?
So it's like such a nice extension, as you say. You know, if you do have an oilier skin type, that's like the perfect product to go for, because you can still use your loose powders and bake like so many people do, but still, you know, you can still use it in unison with the Miracle Complexion sponge and like, you know, use the two together.
With baking, baking's lovely if you are under 30, maybe even under 25.
Yeah.
Because your skin is plump and beautiful and luscious. When you hit your 40s, it's not quite so nice to bake. It sits heavy and it really is just basically sinking something into your wrinkles and your fine lines.
And accentuating everything.
Absolutely no one wants that. But with this, it's also adding the dewiness. I don't like matte finishes, but I like this one because it adds the dewiness to it, especially if you use it with a little mist as well. It just creates that lovely glow, so it doesn't look flat and powdered. It looks unpowdered and just lovely and will last all day, if that makes sense.
No, so
I'm not sure if we mentioned how it doesn't seal your powders, did we?
I think I did, because I said the flocking wipes over and it doesn't leave the film over your powder.
You can use it on pressed and loose powder, so it doesn't create a film or anything.
Absolutely. So it's generally the oils that tend to create a film across those, and this is just water.
And then talking about new products, you've also brought out your artistry collection too, which is really exciting.
Yes, five brushes in the Artist Essentials set.
Fab. And what was your thinking behind creating this? What was like the premise of it?
Multitasking.
Fab.
I love multitasking, and you know, tons of people go from day to evening. They don't want to take a million brushes, and this covers everything. So we have this one here, which is the 217, and you can see the angle of it is cut to kind of a point. So you have these edges that you can use for contour, highlight, whatever you want really. Foundation, it's great for. The 420, this is our spotlight fan. It's kind of a full fan brush that you can use for setting under the eyes with powder or highlight. We have this here, which is the lip smudge. This one, you can get a smudged out lip, or absolutely brilliant for creating definition around the eyes. This one here is our soft accent. Highlight, contour, blending, brilliant little brush. And then this little fella, this is the first time we've done one like this. This is our smudge liner brush. So if you're not great at doing a flick, you can do it with a shadow. Use a black eyeshadow and you can create a perfect smudge flick liner.
So we've also asked our Look Fantastic followers on Instagram for a few questions for you both, so I've got a couple to ask you. So the first one we had is, what is the best way to get long-lasting coverage? Is it with a sponge or a brush or a combination? How would you get long-lasting foundation?
Definitely sponges and brushes rather than hands are going to give you the longest coverage. Like I said earlier, the Miracle Powder Sponge is brilliant because it's setting the makeup. So if you set the makeup, it's going to last better. I also like to use a brush, like the Expert Face brush, which is from the Everyday Essentials, which has been an amazing seller for us. It's a brilliant set because I think it's got everyday essential that you need in there. It's my go-to set. And you can just really buff your products into the skin so they'll last longer.
So really the key to getting your makeup to last all day is to layer it. Thin layers. That's why you need brushes, and you can't do it with your hands because you're going to get one layer and it won't last. So what we're saying here is you can use whatever tools or brushes you want, but as long as you layer it with your foundation, concealer, powder, it will last all day.
And build up the coverage gradually rather than putting a thick layer on at the first time.
It also looks nicer.
Yeah,
because you're not going to that max point. You're getting there slowly, and sometimes too much is just too much. Do you know what I mean? You get there and you're like, oh, I've gone too far.
And then you can put the coverage where you need it as well. I've like seen that the setting brush in, that's one of my favourites. And you can definitely like just apply the coverage where you need it really, rather than going in too heavy, because I like using that for concealer. No, it's probably not the best one. It's big,
it's brilliant for concealer.
Around my nose particularly, and on my chin and things, like a place where I need a bit more coverage. I love using that brush.
It's foundation as well.
Oh, really for all over.
Really buffing foundation.
I like it for eyeshadow.
So you can literally use it in so many ways.
Then you've got this, which you can use for eyeshadow, but also great for concealer. Tinted moisturiser, foundation in the evening, contour if you want it, but also, absolutely, that also doubles as your foundation if you want to. And then eyeshadow blending, highlighter, cream blush. You've really covered with that set.
I think this is for foundation when you start your holiday. This is for foundation when your skin's all even because you've got a bit of a tan. Who doesn't do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you don't even want more coverage then, because when you've got a glow, everything looks so much better, doesn't it?
And then you have that little stage in between, if you're like me, where you're red. So you're like, I need to use this brush and have a bit more coverage. And then your skin suddenly gets a tan. You're like, oh, I feel amazing. I need no coverage. I'm just going to use a tint and a bit of concealer. Yeah,
and you want to kind of slim down your makeup routine when you're on holiday anyway. So literally just taking those few brushes and the sponge with you, you'd be sorted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, let me see the last question. Very similar, but if you could just keep one brush or tool from the whole collection, just the one, which one would you choose? Yeah, I think that would be mine.
Setting brush would be mine. I think it's one of those brushes that sort of fits in between all the sizes, so it means you can use it for almost everything.
So many different things, exactly.
I also really like the Deluxe Crease brush as well.
Yes, it's great, but you could still use this as concealer.
Concealer as well, yeah, it would be that one.
And that's a tough question, like thinking of just the one. But
it is, but I also know that most of my mates that are makeup artists love this one as well.
Honestly, I love that one. I've had it from even when it was, I can't remember what collection it was in a long time ago, but mine's a different colour slightly because it's such an old one. Yeah, exactly, but I love it still, it's so nice.
Such a good one.
Do you like the new colourway?
Yeah, no, they're gorgeous, like more pastel-y, they're beautiful.
It's nice,
really nice, really lovely. No, it's funny because like me and my sister, we both love them, and we have like a mixture of the old and the new ones, so it's funny because when we're together, she tries to swap my old ones for the new ones. Yeah, always tries to like swap them. I know, and I always know she's done it, but she thinks I won't notice, but you do.
Who's the little one?
She's younger.
She's the little one.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
That's a real younger sister thing.
Little sister.
She's annoying. She thinks I won't notice, but it's makeup and everything. It just slowly gets taken away.
She probably knows you'll notice, but thinks, I don't care. Because as a little sister, that's what I'd think. I know she's going to notice, but I can run faster than her.
Yeah, no, she definitely can run faster than me. Definitely can. That's it. So that's basically the questions that we've got. But thank you so much. It was so lovely talking through like the new products with you, and they're actually on site now, so they're all live to get. So you can get your new powder sponge and your collections and everything. We've got it all on Look Fantastic now, and also watch the Instagram TVs that we've filmed too, so you can see how to use the products, and you two experts basically can show everyone how to use them. So it's great. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.